All right, welcome back to my channel. Um, so if you're reading the title, it's the conversation I did not want to have or plan to have. It just wasn't on my radar to have, but I'm having it, right? Sometimes it's hard to have, my leg is shaking, y'all. Sometimes it's hard to have these conversations, especially when you do what I do, which is share your life on social media. Because what I realized after doing social media for so long is not everybody is in your corner. Now, I will say this about One Mom and the people that we have here. Over the past 12 years that we've been doing YouTube, we have had the most supportive people. I mean, just subs, just supporting my life, supporting my family. Some of y'all have watched my children grow up. There's been a ton of encouragement. Good to see you, Rachel. Rachel's not going to miss it. Okay. There's been a ton of support. There's been a ton of encouragement to keep doing. Hey, ma'am, good to see you. Oh, thank you so much. God bless you. There's been a ton that I have not, dang, 25. Y'all like the video though. Like it, share, subscribe, because people want to know this. This is going to be real good. I promise. And y'all chat with me and let me know what y'all think. So, I never thought that I would be sharing what I'm about to share. And so I have to be mighty careful because there are other people involved, and I want to make sure that people are safe. I want to make sure that I'm safe. I want to make sure that my children are safe. I want to make sure that anybody that's in my sphere of influence is safe. And I know sometimes there are people out here that are not safe people, and they will have opinions, and you are welcome to have them. But don't come up in the comments acting crazy, because if you do, you will be blocked. Yes, you will, in Jesus' name. Okay, so in order for me to give you this tea, I have to take you backwards. So in July 25, right? July, maybe June, May of 25. I'm going to just say May of 25. I was having a conversation with my sister and maybe another friend of ours, or maybe both my sisters. I can't remember, but I know it was my sister, the one y'all hear me talk about all the time. And then one other person, we were just talking about some stuff. And the truth of the matter is, this was not a conversation that I wanted to have with them either. I'm like, I'm not listening to none of y'all because y'all doing too much right now. Now, none of us are, you know, I've been raising my kids. My sister raised her son, and now she's helping raise her grandchildren. And I don't know whoever the other person was, but I think they're raising kids as well. You all have followed my journey and how you've seen my kids grow up. You've seen me grow up. You've seen all the things that we've done as far as budget and all the things. You've seen me work this system to try to make sure that I have the best situation for myself and my kids. Over all of that time, I have done this alone. I've not had a lot of help from their dad. He does what he does as far as the child support, but that came years later. In the very beginning, he didn't help. Hey now, good to see y'all. Like the video, y'all. Okay. So he didn't do a lot in the very beginning, but then after about 4 years, I said, I'm tired of playing games with you. So I went ahead and did the child support. So he's helped financially. He has not really helped outside of that, but that's okay. He does what he can do, and I'll take whatever it is because it's more than what he was doing before, right? Okay. So I've navigated this space in my life for a very long time, just me and my kids. And I've been up about it, and I've been down about it, and I've asked the Lord, like, you know, why is this happening to me? Why am I having to bear this burden by myself? And, you know, you see people get married and friends and things. I'm like, is there nobody for me? And there really hadn't been anybody for me. And I'm like, God, what is going on? So anywho, fast forward to Jackson's a senior now. Sisters, she just changed jobs, and she's working where she loves it. Absolutely the best for her. And I'm kind of flying solo a little bit because my kids don't need me as much. They used to need me all the time. Now they don't need me as much. And that's a hard place to be, especially when you're dealing with perimenopause. You're finding yourself aging. I just turned 50 about a week ago. Just turned 50, 10 days. And so now I find myself in this, hey y'all, I find myself in this limbo space that I don't know how to navigate. So with that being said, my sister and I, we were having a conversation. I don't know how this came up, but somehow we got to talking about online dating. And I'm like, y'all, I'm not finna deal with y'all because I've done online dating before. I think I did it 5 years ago. And then I think I did it 6 years before that, right? I take a long time with these people because people out here are crazy. So about 6 years after we got divorced, so about 2016 was the first time I went on a dating site. And y'all, I'm gonna be perfectly honest. I was on every site. I was on this, everything but meetthefarmers.com, honey. Black People Meet. I was on Christian Mingle. I was on eHarmony. Honey, I've been on all the things. Single parents. And what they do is they just get your money, right? They just get your money. And it's dud after dud after dud. Now I've met, when I say met people, I've chatted with people online, but we never got to the point where I met anybody. Then 5 years later, so in 2021, I did meet somebody. It's the only guy I've dated. I met a guy, retired Marine, still working contract with the Marines, but he's retired. And I really like this guy. Really, really like this guy. But it just wasn't a good fit for me. And we dated for about 6 months. In 6 months, I saw him, I think, twice, maybe 3 or 4 times. I saw him, we went out twice, and I went to visit him twice. He came here once. Okay. It's the only man I've ever had in my home. And we did a Valentine's cook together thing. That was it. And, you know, it just left a really bad taste in my mouth. The end of that ended up it hurt me a lot. And I cried and boo-hooed and all the things. And all the while, I'm not sharing any of this with y'all because you can't share stuff too soon because you'll never know who's going to be here and who's not going to be here. So after that last experience, because y'all, you see my closet over here? Yeah, I was in the closet, honey, on my face, crying before the Lord. I was like, Lord, something is wrong here. So, and then I think somebody found me through Instagram, and I think they was trying to catfish me. And I was like, my discernment is here. Something ain't right. Something is not right with this. And it turned out to be a scammer. I was like, okay, you blocked, period, the end. So anyway, I had just been done with it. I told my sister, I'm not doing this. I'm done with it. I don't want to have no parts of it. Because when you get your feelings hurt, you just don't want to keep doing that, right? And I'm good. My kids are grown. Everybody's living their best life. We doing all the things. And I am now free to travel with the ministry and do all the things. So fast forward. Okay. Yes, ma'am. Thank you. I thought about that too. I was like, I might need to get something to put in that gas tank, you know, because I never had that problem before. So I don't know where I went. Maybe I went to the wrong place because I usually go to the same place every time, but I might have to stop somewhere and it's not good. But anyway, I didn't want my feelings to be hurt anymore. I'm like, I don't have time to play with people because I'm real serious about mine, right? For sure. And so I left it. I didn't deal with it anymore. That was in 21. I think we dated for 6 months. That was 5 months and 29 days too long. After the first date, we should have been done. Because he was talking about, well, where you want to go for the weekend? I'm like, weekend? What you mean the weekend? Weekend mean we staying together. We not staying together for the week. What? What is going? And then he said, you a grown woman. What you mean you ain't going nowhere for? Sir, let me help you understand what I'm doing and not doing. We are not going anywhere for the weekend. No, we ain't. And then something in me, as a being totally honest, was like, dang, I just messed this up. So you try to fix it. Now I'm still not going nowhere with you for the weekend, but you know, you try to fix it. And again, it was 5 months and 29 days too long. So left it. Here we are now in May of 25. And my sister, we're on this conversation about online dating. Because the truth is, I go work, I go home, and I go to church. There are no single men in my church. None. Not one. There are 3. My sister's single. Both my sisters are single. I'm single. And then we had 2 ladies just lose their spouses within the last few years. And it's just there's no place to meet people. I'll go out to dinner by myself sometimes, and I don't know what it is, but I don't get approached by people. I think there are some men that are intimidated by me because I'm confident in who I am. I'm confident in what I'm going to do. I'm confident in the fact that God is with me. And so, that's just my personality. I'm nice, I'm kind, I'm cheerful, I'm playful. I love all that. But I think sometimes people just don't know how to take it, especially when I go to like church events and stuff. Because when I'm at church, I'm like in the spirit. I don't have time to be playing with you. I'm like, I'm doing the things. And so I think people are like, oh, she's a little deep, whatever, but it's fine. So anyway, we got off that conversation because I told my sister, okay, y'all do all that. So I found myself in Texas in July. We had a pastor's conference and I went to Texas in July. Now I'd been to Texas in February and then I went back in July. Fine. Going through all the sessions. So at night, when you're done, I need to downtime. So I said, you know what? Let me see what this is going to be. I had to get brave because I'm not brave about certain things. So I was like, okay, I'm going to join a dating site. Just one. No, I did two. I'm going to do two. Two that I'm familiar with and two that I think are pretty reputable. Won't have too many scammers and you got to pay a bit of money to even exchange. So I knew it might be safe. So I got bold and I went to both of those sites. I didn't pay anything. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I didn't pay anything, but I did do my profile and I got ChatGPT to help me. My buddy Chad, he came and helped me a little bit because I'm not really good with some of those things. I give too much information. You tell people you got 4 kids. They don't ask how old they are. They just like, oh, she got 4 kids. We don't talk to her. It's just all these little dynamics that I don't know about because I'm not dated. So my legs are shaking. Y'all, I'm sorry. So I filled out all the paper, filled out the thing. And I was like, okay, well, that's as much as I'm going to do with that. So I left it alone. And I told myself on this one, I said, you know what? I said, because I'd done it before, years before. I said, they'll more than likely give me a deal on the price if I wait long enough. So I finished up in Texas, came on back home. I think that was like July 15th or something. Then I came back home and finally, I think it was like the second week in August. I don't even know the dates. Somebody, y'all can find it. It's fine. The second week in August, I got a email from the one site and they said, we're giving you 50% off. If you sign up now for, I think it was 12 months. If you sign up for 12 months, we're going to give you 50% off. So I said, bam, that's it. That's my speed. And you can pay it in 4 payments, right? So it wasn't all the money at one time. And it was a little bit of, it wasn't a ton, but I could, in the broken down 4 payments, I could deal with it. So I was like, okay, here are the ground rules, Shakima, because I give myself ground rules. Because if I don't, one of the things about me, I have anxious attachment style. There are different types of attachments when people are in dating, and I have anxious attachment styles. I need to know where you are all the time. I need us to be communicating. When you don't communicate, I'm anxious about what's going on and all the things, and maybe he likes somebody else and he don't like me. So I have to give myself ground rules. And then I also found this amazing lady on TikTok, Joy. No, her name is not Joy. God, I can't think of her name. If I think of it, I'll put it in the comments. But she's helped me with that anxious attachment thing. She's helped me really get my mind together. So anywho, I went ahead and paid, put up my profile pictures. And so I said to myself, okay, Shakima, you get 30 minutes a night at 9:00 and I didn't have the app on my phone. I had it on just my computer. And from 9 to 9:30, that was it. Lights out, over. Now, the plan that I have does not give you the most recent. It just, whoever shows up, shows up. Oh, so I'm frustrated. I'm like, Lord, okay. So I'm scrolling through, check, and they give you a compatibility score. So if it was above 100 or above, I would, I look at them. Anything below 100, it's not for me. I already know. It's no compatibility. So I'm just looking. I'll go and look at different profiles. Now, what happens is if that person is active, they'll see that you look at their profile. They'll come back and look at your profile. And so it tells you if you send a personal message, you're twice as twice as likely to get a response if instead of just saying like the profile, if you send a little message, right? So I, found one person. I was like, okay, nice profile. He responds back. And I'm like, oh, okay, thinking, you know. So I was like, well, what are you looking for? He says, y'all pray for me because I don't act right. He said, I'm looking for my woman, my lover, and eventually my wife. I'm like, in that order? Y'all gotta pray for me because I am not. Sometimes I don't do well. I don't do well with people out here acting crazy. So I was like, okay, well, very good. Into that. And then there was another profile that I liked, and nice profile. And he responds, and it wasn't anything. So I was like, okay, fine. So I'm still scrolling. Now this is April, August, the middle of August. I'm on a timeline here. I'm not gonna be out here long. August, and so again, it doesn't give you the most recent. It just whoever shows up shows up. So I would say for about a week, I would go on at night, 9:00. I'm done by 9:30 because I have rules, and I am scrolling through, and I see the same people. I see the same people every time because every time you click on a profile, then it brings you back. It takes you back to the top of the list. I'm like, oh man, I'm never gonna get through these. And I have criteria, lived here, kids, whatever the things is. I don't even know now, child, because I ain't been on there in a minute. I don't even know. Anywho, so I'm still seeing the same people. Well, y'all, one night, this had to be about like the 24th, I believe is the right day. I'm scrolling, and now for the three or 4 days before that, my computer kept glitching out on the site. So I would scroll, and then you would see certain faces, but then you wouldn't see other faces. It would be like blacked out, and it wasn't the site. It was just, it wasn't their profile. It was my computer. It just would not load the people, and I'm like, go refresh. And then it would come up, and then it would act a little weird. And I'm like, you know what? I'm done with this because I don't have time. I only have 30 minutes, and I keep seeing the same people every time. I'm seeing the same people. And I'm like, okay, I'm done with this. And here's, no lie, y'all. Now, y'all know I'll be out here telling half truths. I'm going to tell my truth for real. I was sitting right over there because my chair was over there at that time. And the bed was over there too. I was sitting right over there, had my computer on my lap. And I said, Lord, I said, I want to meet my person. And I heard the Holy Spirit say, I'm telling y'all, now y'all don't have to believe me. Holy Spirit might not talk to y'all. He talked to me. I said, Lord, I want to meet my person. The Holy Spirit said, Shakima, you're closer than you've ever been. I hit refresh on my screen, and all of a sudden, this beautiful man shows up. I've never seen this person before in my life. Now I've been seeing the same people. Like, where you been? I ain't seen you before. Same people. So I'm like, okay. Cute, very nice. Okay. So compatibility scores decent. So let me just go and see what the profile looks like. So I'm reading. I was like, okay, this ain't bad. Now, I have a thing about age. 5 up, 5 down. I didn't want to date. I don't like younger men. Just that thing in your brain that if he's younger, I never knew a lot of people a lot of women who dated younger men. I always knew the man was older. That's how I grew up. He was a little bit younger than I was. And I was like, okay, I'm just gonna have to move on. It's not a lot. I wasn't a lot. So I was like, okay, I gotta move on past this because the profile is nice. So I heart the profile. That means I like it. And then I just said, very nice profile. Okay. The 25th, the next day, I have a response. Now I don't check it until 9:00. That's the rule. So he liked my profile. And so it came up when I was on the thing, I can decide if I want to match with this person or not. So I was like, let me think. I can say no, or I can say yes. So I was like, I read the profile again. It was nice. It was what I needed to hear. So I said, match. Okay, very good. So then I, sent a little, No, thank you for liking my profile. I don't even know. Thank you for liking my profile. I really liked yours. Very nice. And he responded. Okay. So the next night, I was going back to respond to his message. And he was finally like, well, it's kind of cumbersome to keep coming back and forth on here to check, check the emails. Would you be okay if you gave me your number? So I have another rule. I don't give my number to people I don't know. Like, why? This should be good enough for us right here. This is great. Like, you can communicate, all things. But I said in my mind, okay, Shakima, if this doesn't work out, you can always block a person, because I'll block you in a minute. I block, delete, and hide. I'm not putting up with crazy people. So I go back on and I say, absolutely. Here's my number. And I say, just text me before you call, because if you call and you're not a contact in my phone, it's not even going to ring. It's just send you straight to voicemail. And nobody needs to do all that. Just text me and I will lock you in real quick, and then you can call. So the next day I get a text. It's a Sunday night, because I was doing my laundry, putting some stuff up. And I get a text. Hey, Shakima, this is so-and-so from this platform. Is it a good time to chat? So I lock him in real quick and I say, yes, it's perfect time. So he calls and we chat, we talk and all the things. And he said to me, we talked for about 45 minutes. And then he said to me, well, I really liked your pictures. You're very beautiful. All the things, all the things. Child. I mean, if you heard it once, you heard it twice. And he said, well, I just need to tell you one thing. He said, I really love my church, and I'm committed to my church, and it's a part of my life. And I said in response, I said, well, I am so glad you said that, because I need to tell you something. I said, well, I'm a licensed minister and ordained pastor, just in case that might be a problem. I said, do you have an issue with that? He's like, no, I don't have any problem with that. I love that for you. He said, I don't have any desire to be a pastor, but he does work in his church. He doesn't have no desire to be a pastor. He said, but I love that for you. If that's what you want to do, if that's what you're called to do, I'm here for it. And I had met another gentleman, of course, 5 years ago, and he was a nice man, made a very good living. When the pandemic hit, his business was booming because he had a cleaning business, and it took off. And I'm telling you, would have been set up real good. He didn't want kids, but he said, I saw your profile and I thought, hey, I'll give it a try. So we were just about to meet. Me and this other guy, we were just about to meet. We were going to meet on that Tuesday. So I had sent him one of my videos. I was talking about Kingdom Connections, and that Monday he called me. Real nice guy. We had FaceTimed, all things. Real nice. He was like, so are you an ordained pastor? I said, yes, I am. He said, well, he said, in my religion, in my church, we don't believe in women pastors. We don't believe that women can be pastors. So I was like, okay, that's fine. No problem. And I started in my mind, because he was a nice man, thinking, okay, Shakima, can you give up the calling God has on your life to join your life with this person? You've been praying for a husband. You've been asking God all these years. Somebody's here. And he's like, well, I don't think, with what you do, I really don't think it would be a problem, but, I'm not real sure. And it hit me. I said, I can't give up who I am. This is who I am. I'm always gonna want to preach, help women grow, whatever. That's in me. So he said, but we already planned to meet. I don't know what to do. I said, there's no decision to make. I said, we don't meet. You don't go against your religious beliefs, and I'm not going to go against mine. I appreciate you. I value you as an individual. You have a right to your decision. So you do whatever you feel like is right for you. And we didn't see each other. It was fine. I thought, dang, because we became Facebook friends. So after that, and I saw the next year he had gotten married. It's fine. God bless him and his new wife and everything. But that had left a bad taste in my mouth. So that's why I said to this particular gentleman, I said, let me tell you something. I said, this is who I am. If that's a problem for you, I'm totally okay with it. Just, tell me. He's like, no, it's fine. It's no problem. It's good. Now, this is like August 26th. So we talk, I think we talk we talk every day, texting like the next couple days. And he finally says, well, would you be interested in meeting up and going out on a date? I said, that's fine. Yeah, perfect. Yeah. Now inside my head, I am so nervous because I'm not dating anybody. I'm nervous. I'm going through all these drama in my, my anxious attachment style, what is all these things. So my daughter, Shamika, calls and she says, and I'm telling her, because my kids they know what I'm doing. When I was dating that other guy, Alana was just to pieces. She just was to pieces. She cried every day. She just was like, Mom, I don't know about all this. She was just heartbroken. So 5 years later, she's much better, much better. So I tell Shamika, I said, I'm just really nervous. I'm not real sure how this, I'm just nervous. I said, he's a nice person. Profile's nice. We have good conversation. I'm just really nervous. So she says, Mom, do you want me to come and support you? I said, yeah. She said, well, I got some points. I'm going to just book a flight and I'm going to come. And I was like, well, that's going to be really great because my sister could not be there. Now, my biggest thing is being safe. You meeting people you don't know. You don't know where they from. You don't know anything. So I'm like, okay, I got to be safe. Now, my sisters, we all come correct. Okay, don't play with us because you're going to be in a problem. But she had to work. She couldn't come. So I told Alana, I said, well, sister, I need you to be my eyes for me. I need you to make sure that Mom is safe. I need you to come to the same restaurant and I need you to get a table and make sure that nothing crazy jump off. So when Shamika said she was coming, she was like, okay, Mom, me and Alana, we got this. And then my son, when he was in the military, he had a really good friend. And she was like, Mama, you want me to come too? I was like, yeah, I need everybody to come. Hey, now, good to see everybody. Yeah, I need everybody to be here. Y'all just hold me down because I'm nervous. I can't figure out what to wear. I done bought 3 new dresses from the Goodwill. I just have ideas after ideas. I'm on Pinterest trying to find. It was crazy. Y'all crazy. And so, anywho, the date gets closer and closer. I had my first set of braids in, so I took the braids out, went back to the curly style. He had never seen me with curly hair. He never seen me at all, but he's just on the profile is long hair. And he liked the long hair, which is fine. So, I think that's really good. So, we figured out where we want to go. And, he said, well, when I figure out what I want to do, I'll let you know. I said, that's fine. You make all the arrangements, whatever. He said, I got it. I'm going to take care of it. I'll just let you know. The previous guy, he was like, well, if I come to you, you figure it out. And if you come down here, then I'll figure it out. But he ended up coming nowhere. So, ain't nobody had to figure nothing out. So I was like, okay, well, he going to make the arrangement. So he told me where he's going to be, where we're going to meet, which is fine. It's not too far. It's far enough away from my house, but it's not too far for me to get to. But then on like a couple days, a week before we were supposed to meet, he called me. He said, hey, I gotta work, and I have to go to the main office. He works at like a satellite office. He said, I have to go to the main office. So I'm like, okay, I see you. Oh, you have been seen, sir. Don't be out here playing. Because, people will give you every excuse in the book about why they don't want things to be what it is. And I'm like, that's fine. I'm good. Now, y'all like the video. I've seen you. Y'all like the video, okay? That's just going to help us. And nosy people going to watch it later. So I was like, okay, that's fine. So he said, now listen, he said, I got to go to the main office. But what I'm going to do is when I'm leaving, because it was a long way. It was like 2.5 hours. And I'm like, dang, that's a lot. He said, don't worry about that. He said, when I'm leaving there, I'm going to let you know and I'll give you my ETA. So I said, okay, that's fine. And I'm in the back of my head, I'm like, he ain't going to call. I already know. I've done heard this story before. Well, true to form, that morning he texts, hey, listen, I'm getting ready to go to the main office. I will let you know when I'm on my way. Okay, fine. I'm doing all the things. Shamika's here. Her and Alana got their plan together where they're going to go and do all the things and how they're going to be incognito and all the things. And I'm like, okay, great. Then I get another message. Hey, I'm running a little bit behind. Can we move the time to back an hour? I'm like, okay. Now I done been here before, because the first guy that I was telling y'all about, the retired Marine, we were going out on the first date. I'm halfway there and he calls me and says he forgot. Can we do it the next weekend? I'm already halfway here. How you forget? 5 months and 29 days too long. Y'all hear me by the Holy Ghost. Okay. So now my anxiety, I'm in this anxiety thing. I'm spinning. I'm like, Lord, okay, now he got to go somewhere else. And now he going to be an hour late. Oh God. Okay. So I'm cool. Fine. Yep. Great. Yep. Sure. No problem. And I've already psyched myself up to the point he's not going to show. He's just not going to show. And it is what it is. Fine. I didn't want to go on a stupid thing anyway. I'm just trying to prove my sister a point. It's fine. So an hour later, I get a message. I'm leaving main camp. I'm leaving main. He's leaving the main office, and I'll be to you at this time. Now I'm freaking out because I had leisurely lounged around. I was just, I had already considered he ain't coming. So fine. So now I'm scrambling, and it's still 2.5 hours, but I had to get myself together. I had to take time. I had to sit down, get a cup of coffee, get my face together, all the things. So I'm like, oh God, still couldn't figure out what I'm wearing, all the things. So he texts me again. He says, my ETA is like 12 minutes. I'm like, Lord, you're going to get there before I do, because I ain't even left home yet. Now I'm only about 15 minutes from there. So, he gets there. I'm still not there. But we're texting back and forth to make sure we know what's happening with each other. Cause I don't know what the anxiety level for him was, I'm like, he's like, I'm inside. And I said, well, I just pulled up. So I get out of my car and I'm looking, and I said, well, I don't see you. He said, I'm inside. Just come inside. So I go inside. Now I think he only had like one profile picture up. So I only saw that one profile picture. I didn't go back to look at it, see what it was, to see. So I'm like, Lord, I don't even know what, if I can remember what this guy looks like. Well, a waitress came and she was like, oh, you must be looking for, I'm like, yep. So she takes me over there to where he was sitting. He gets up, we hug. I'm short, he's not. We hug, it's fine. Hey, how you doing? Blah, blah, blah. We're sitting, we're eating, we're having great conversation. I mean, just laughing and all of the things. Now, here's the part that's really crazy. So both my sisters, Shamika, Alana, and me, we're all in a group chat. And everybody is chatting up. Okay, where y'all going? What's happening? And all the things. We just chat. Now the day is here. Now Shamika and Alana are somewhere in this restaurant. I don't know where they are. I don't want to look around because I don't want to be caught out there. Like I don't want to be caught out. So, but as I'm sitting across from this individual and we're having a great conversation, amazing food, all things, my phone keeps buzzing. I'm like, what is going on? Don't they know I'm on a date? Y'all need to stop. Oh yeah, look like they're making the connection. Oh yeah, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, oh my God. And I know he was thinking I'm crazy because I'm trying to put the phone in the thing in my purse and it's just, like, okay. I asked for this. I asked for these people to be in my business. I did. But oh boy. So then we were just about to be done. And he asked me, he said, well, are you having a good time? I said, yeah, I'm having a great time. It's perfect. I really enjoyed, meeting you and all things. He says, well, he says, do you like open air events? I'm like, well, I don't know if I like them or not. What do you mean? He's like, would you like to go to the state fair? I'm like, well, I've never been before, but if you give me the dates. And he just rattled them dates off. Like he knew he had that thing already planned out. I was like, oh man, it's not going to work for me. The first weekend he had an appointment. The second weekend I was in Texas again. So it just didn't work out. But he was like, well, would you like to go out again? I said, sure, it's fine. No problem. Now I knew he had to drive a long way. We're long distance. He had to drive a long way. So I said, let me know when you make it home. Fine. When I got home, I let him know. Now, here's the funny part. As we're walking out of the restaurant, now, again, I'm short. He's not. He's walking behind me because, the walkways are narrow. So he's walking behind me. I'm in front. I'm leaving. And when I get to my car, I see these pictures come through my phone. the girls are snapping pictures, and they have us. They see us and all the things. Now, he never knew those girls were in that restaurant. And as I'm leaving, I finally see where the girls are sitting. And I'm like, okay, keep it going, Shakima. So we get to my car. He walks me to my car, opens up the door. I put my stuff in. I say, thank you so much. And we do a little huggy thing. And he just walks on along. It wasn't no leaning in. Ain't no smooching, none of that. Ain't doing none of that. Oh, from Alabama. Hey, now. Glad to have you. We wasn't doing it. So I get home. No, I missed a part. Let me go back. So this is the part I missed. So before we were done, the lady brought the bill. And before we met, he told me, he said, well, let's go to this place because I have a gift card. So I was like, okay, he trying to punk me now. He trying to see if I'm going to go out with him because he paying with a gift card. I'm like, sure, fine. It's great. I don't care. Whatever. It don't matter to me because I'm not that girl. I'm not that. If I got a gift card, if you got a coupon, I can get the 2 for $25. I'm all right. I'm all right. So the group chat is still going off. And Alana's like, her and Shamika like, Mom, go to the bathroom. So I was like, okay. I said, excuse me real fast. I just need to run to the restroom real quick while you take care of the bill. Go to the bathroom. And Alana is, y'all, now you got to know my girl. Alana is standing in there and she's like, Mom, Shamika let me come in here because I just wanted to support you and I just want to hug you. Are you okay, Mom? Because they knew I was like out of my mind with anxiousness. I'm like, oh, that was so sweet of my kids to really think of me in that regard. So I just felt amazing about that. So anyway, we leave. I get home, the girls get home, and I text, hey, I just made it home. Just don't forget to let me know when you make it home. So I guess 2 hours later, he lets me know, hey, I got home and all the things. So we continue to chat or we talk. We talk not as much as we text. We text quite a bit, but we do talk a couple times a week in the very beginning. So I'm like, okay, fine. It's all working out. At least we're communicating. That helps me because, again, that anxiety. So it's going good. It's going good. And there's a part I just can't say right now, but he experienced some loss in his life that was kind of a challenge, and I get it. And so I'm trying to navigate that space. And I've been single all this time. And so he's trying to navigate that space. Because I asked him, I said, well, why are you single? And he was explaining to me what took place. And I was like, okay, I get it. It's fine. I'm not going to ask any more questions because that's a tender spot. So I'm going to leave it. So fast forward to, what is this, February 26th? So from our very first conversation in August until February 26th, we are still dating. And I know that I have said on here that I was believing the Lord for my marriage. I don't know that this is the person. I don't know that. I don't know in my heart of hearts if this is the person. I like him. I like him just fine. He likes me just fine. He is a lot. He is all of the things. Now, I want to say a lot because that doesn't do him justice. He is all of the things that I prayed for or that I had on my list. He's kind. He is generous. He's gentle. Shamika said, Mom, he looks like your bodyguard because he's a kind of big dude, right? Shamika says, Mom, he looks like he could be your bodyguard. I'm like, that's fine. Yes, good. But he's kind. He's caring. He's considerate. He always makes plans. He always makes sure I'm okay and that I feel. And I told him, I said, I just need to feel safe. And if I don't feel safe with you, I'm not going to go anywhere with you at all. And he's like, I just want you to, Shakima, I just want you to feel safe. I just want to make you happy. He said, I love to make you happy. He makes me happy. He makes me laugh. He makes me see the good parts of life. He's not arguing. He ain't no arguing. Ain't none of that. And we have not had any disagreements at all. My kids like him. So in December, so we met for the first time in September. We'd seen each other a couple times after that. We text every day. In December, we were having our church Christmas party. And I have never, ever brought a person to anything ever at this church. And so I said, well, do you want to come? We were on another date. I said, well, do you want to come? He's like, sure, I want to come. And so he comes up. Now, Shamika's already gone back home because she came in September. So she finds out he was coming for the Christmas party. She's like, Mom, I got some points. She got points. She be flying everywhere. She's like, I got some points. Oh, I'm gonna get me a ticket and I'm gonna come. So Shamika was there. Jackson was there. Alana was there. Training didn't come. And they knew I was nervous about him coming because I had never brought anybody there before. And sometimes it's just like, there's nobody good enough. You know what I'm saying? People have their opinions and there's nobody good enough for me. And I don't think that. I think that there are certain things I'm looking for, and I hope certain things they're looking for, but he checked off all the boxes. And so when he came, you know, my kids were really being very protective of me in that space. They're like, Mom, if anybody say anything crazy, I'm about to go off. That's Shamika. She's like, if anybody say anything crazy. And then I had a friend of mine, her and her husband used to come to our church, but they have since left. And she's like, Shakima, do you want me to come? Because again, it was the same thing with her. It's like, nobody's good enough. But do you want us to come? Because we can kind of be crowd control and all that. I was like, yes, I want y'all to come. So it was like this big to do. I mean, you just have to know my situation to understand. It was a huge to do. So again, because he's driving a long way to come for this event. Anytime he comes here, it's a long way. And I was like, okay, when he comes, I need him to meet my kids because he never met my kids before. And I just needed to all work out right. So he gets here, he bypasses us. So I said, well, I'm coming outside. I'm coming right out. I said, stop your car. I'm coming outside. So I see him and I get him parked, and it just worked out so well. Cause immediately when we went into the church, Shamika saw me. No, it wasn't. Alana was going to the bathroom. So she saw us first. And then Shamika was like, she was out the door, and then Jackson was there. So it worked out that all of my kids were right there before we actually went into the party where everybody was, and they got to meet him. It was just a casual meeting, whatever. But we took pictures. He took pictures with the kids. We took pictures with each other in front of the backdrop, all the things. So from that first conversation that we exchanged up until today, we have only not spoken to each other one day. And that was because we had a miscommunication. Something was going on. I had stuff going on. He had stuff going on. And he was like, oh, I thought you was going to call. And he was like, I thought you was. He's like, well, that's my fault. It's my bad. He said, I'll accept that. It's fine. So we have talked every single day for 6 months. And he's good, and he's kind, and he walks on the outside of the street. He holds my hand. You know, that was important to me, because in my marriage, I did not have my ex-husband would not hold my hand. And that's the one thing that I really, really wanted, was somebody that would just hold my hand. And so he will hold my hand. He's not afraid to go places with me. We go out to eat. We go to the mall. I've been to his place. He's not been to my home, but I've been down to where he lives. And the first time I went, I stayed in a hotel that was very close to his place, because it's a long drive. And so I just needed to make sure that I could get back in the daytime. So I had points. So I stayed. He's like, oh yeah, I didn't know that was even here. It's like, that's only 15 minutes from my house. I'll come by and pick you up. So he came by and picked me up. We went to his place, just hanged out, and then he brought me back. But he's never been here, and that's fine. My kids are here. This is their space. We're not encroaching on anything. This is their space, so it's fine. We talked about me being in social media and what part he wanted to play in that. Now, I'm a social media influencer. He is not. He's a very private person, and I can respect that. And so we have decided that I will not be sharing him on social media because that's just not where we are. Two reasons. First of all, I just need this to be private for me. I need him to be private for me. I'm telling y'all, but I need him to be private for me. And then second of all, because people are not kind. Some people, not y'all. I know all of my fans, y'all are really kind, but some people are not kind. And so I don't want anybody to say anything crazy in regards to him, because it don't matter what it is. This person could be the best person in life and somebody's going to find something wrong. And I just don't want to entertain that. It's just not important to me what anybody thinks except my kids. And they're here for it. And so I've just kind of been holding that a little bit. And we even talked about last night. I was like, I don't want, well, here's the thing. So Jackson, now y'all know Jackson don't say a whole lot. Jackson does not say a whole lot, but he was saying, we were doing a family group chat or something, a video call with the kids. He was like, mom is being very, whimsical, and it's making me uncomfortable. He said, I'm quite concerned. He's like, I've never seen her like this before. He's like, I'm quite concerned. But on that particular night, then he came to the party when he met the kids. Jackson was right there. He was very much in our bubble, but then he would give us space. And we only sat, we sat across from our pastor's wife. Our pastor, he wasn't there. He was not feeling well, but we sat across from our pastor's wife, and she talked to him and all the things and different people. And then of course my kids were there, but he was very attentive to mom. He wanted to make sure that all was well. And again, my kids were there to make sure that nobody was saying anything crazy, because sometimes people don't always filter themselves. They just say whatever they think without thinking. And it all turned out well. And I told him, I said that when I was dating the Marine, the former Marine, retired Marine, he lived an hour from me. And I said, he wouldn't even drive an hour. And I said, I'll meet you halfway. It's fine. I'm good. I'm a 2020s lady. I'll meet you halfway. It's fine. And I said, you'll drive more hours just to see me than we even spend together. So it's 2 hours here. We'll eat together for an hour and a half, and then he'll drive 2 hours back. I said, I don't know a whole lot of people that do all of that. And he said to me the very first time, he said, I'm a road warrior. I'll go where I want to go. He said, there ain't no problem. It's no problem. So then there were other things that we had to put in place. And I said, listen, before we do anything else, I just need you to know a few things. And if that's a deal breaker for you, I am okay with it. This is after the first date. And he's like, Shakima, it's not. We're fine. We're okay. We are okay. It's fine. So he's been in my life. He's been an added, he's an added addition. Usually the first person I talk to in the morning and the last person I talk to at night. My kids are here, so I'm talking to them all the time. But again, I'm not going to share his image. He won't be on vlogs or anything like that until he's ready to do that. But again, people are so rude. Oh, I don't think he's good enough. Or he might, people have their thought process on what it should be for me. And when I tell you, and I had to tell somebody this the other day too, I said, he treats me like a queen. And I've never had anybody treat me like that, even when I was married. He is always making sure that I am okay. You okay? You need something? Can I get this for you? What do you need? I got it. Don't worry about it. He is always attentive to me. Whatever I need or want, he's going to make sure that I get it. And I'm very thankful for that. But I just haven't been sharing because, again, like Celeste said, it's very key to have discretion in the beginning. It's 6 months. I don't know what is going to happen in the next 6 days. For right at this moment, we are moving right along. We are gelling. Now, I've not met his family, but I know about his family, and I'm fine with that. Most people say, "Well, that's a red flag. He don't want you to meet his family." This man has been out in public with me with no problem. In his town where he lived, we've been out in public. So if there was anything that I was going to be worried about, it would be where he at. It's totally fine. Like I said, there's been some loss in their family, and for me to show up might be salt on a wound. And so I need to be careful how I deal with his family because they're dealing with their own loss. And I just need to make sure that I'm mindful of that. So I don't press about it. We talk all the time. We communicate. He's like, I'm glad that you like to communicate. He said, if we have any, if there's anything that's between us, we just need to talk about it. And so we talk about it. And so there that is. I've been talking 50 minutes, y'all. I'm sorry. So there that is. I'm excited to see what God has for us. I'm excited to, we are a thing. We are a thing. I don't do terms of endearment in the very beginning because I don't know what's going on, but we are a thing. So I'm in a great space. And here's what I think, this is what I wanted to say too. Here's what I think, because all those years back when my kids were younger, I prayed for the Lord to send me somebody. And I really wanted somebody in my life. But looking at it from this perspective, I would not have had time. I would have had to pick between the man or my children. But my children needed me. I didn't understand that then. They needed mom. They were busy in all their little things and all of the things. And I needed to focus on my kids. But now this seems to be the perfect time because everybody, Shamik and Trandon are out. Alana could move out any minute. And Jackson's graduating this year. He's going to college. And I'm flying solo. I'm out here by myself. I don't have to divide my attentions between my kids and the man. I now can focus totally on him. They know where we are. They know where I am every minute. We share locations and all that. And he's perfectly, he knows how I feel about my kids. He's fine with that. And so I just, for me, I just feel like God answered a prayer. He answered a prayer that I've been praying for a very long time. And yeah, and I'm not in a hurry. I would always think, because in the very beginning, I was like, well, why is this taking so long? He's just slow. But the truth is, it needed to go slow. And it still is, we're progressing along, but it's still on a very even pace. Again, that's that anxious attachment style that wants it to move along. No, I already did the move along thing before, and that didn't work out. So let us just be like this. It's fine. Our frequency of seeing each other physically is increasing. But again, we're talking about a 2-hour differential one way. So, sometimes it's like, can I come there? And he's like, well, Shakima, if anybody has to drive in the dark, I don't want it to be you. He said, if anybody has to drive late, I just want it to be me. So if this is going to be a late night thing or, put you here late, no, don't come. It's fine. So I'll try to go up for a day trip on a Saturday after I do Titus 2 Women, or on a Sunday after church, because we get out pretty early, and then make my way back. But he'll come anytime. We'll go out on a Tuesday, a third. He don't care. I'm like, don't you got to work tomorrow, next day. He don't care. He don't care about any of that. So anyway, that is the tea. For those of you who are here for me and have just had my heart about it and prayed for me, I appreciate it. Again, I'm not saying that this is it. I don't have a ring, not one that he's given me. And some people say, oh, I met her and we was married in 2 weeks. That is not my testimony right now. We are really getting to know each other. We are really delving into some deep conversations, and it's fine. That is exactly what it needs to be. I'm not in any hurry to do anything. We talked about, Jackson going off to school next year and all that. So he's gearing up to, be around for that part and all that type of stuff. He likes my kids. My kids like him. They didn't like the other guy at all. So it's working out. But anywho, there it is. He's just been a gift. He's been a gift to my life, and I'm thankful. I'm extremely thankful. There may be a day or time when he wants to come on social media, and that'll be fine. But for right now, that's not our desire, him or I together. We just don't, and we make decisions together about us, stuff we got to do together. We decide that. I don't say, well, I'm doing this, but I'll ask him, is it okay? And a lot of people say, well, why do you ask him? He ain't your husband. But that's how I think it should go. That's my raising. That's what I think I need to say to him. Do you feel okay with this, or is it okay? and he always answers my questions. He always he never makes me feel like I shouldn't ask. He never makes me feel like my question is stupid. I went down to watch the Super Bowl with him on Super Bowl Sunday. I didn't stay for the whole time because it was getting dark, so I stayed for the first part. And I texted before. I said, will it annoy you if I ask questions? He's like, I don't care. Ask me what you want to ask. He went out and got food, and he was like, you need anything? Can I serve you? He getting glasses down and ice in the cups. And I'm like, child, stop. I don't need all that. Then I was like, it hits you. I said, no. I said, you're trying to take care of me. I'm sorry. I'm not used to that. Please keep taking care of me. It's fine. So I'm learning because I've been on my own for so long, and I don't want to mess it up by being anxious and not letting him be the man that he is. He is an excellent A+ man, and I'm very thankful to have him in my life. And I tell him that because it's the truth. Some people just want what they can get from you, and he is all about what he can give to me. And so I am so incredibly happy. I'm so stinking happy. I don't know what to do. And he texted me something today. I said, you really know how to make a girl smile. You really do. And so it's a good spot for me. Pray for us. If you are a praying person, that the Lord would lead us and guide us in the things. And the one thing that he does that I absolutely love, he prays with me. He'll hold my hand and we'll pray over the meal. I'm loving it. I'm like, yes, indeed. So, those are just things that I think are just top tier. He's very active in his church. So I understand that part. He knows I'm active with what I do. He supports every time I go to preach or speak or whatever, he supports everything about what I'm doing. And when I was doing the 40 Days of Love, he kind of popped in a couple nights and he's like, you really like this, don't you? He said, Shakima, you really are passionate about what you do. I said, I absolutely am. And so, again, I just felt like it was time to just share that part. So anywho, there it is, y'all. I'm almost certain he's texted and I have not been available to answer the text. So I'm going to hop off of here and just take a few minutes to chillax. I do thank y'all so much for all of your support over all these years. Again, pray for us if you think about it. I'm not sharing his name or anything like that. It's just, I just need him to be mine for a while. And then when we're ready to share all the other things, we will. So anywho, like the video, share, subscribe, do all of the things, and I'll see you guys next time. Thank y'all for joining me. Bye now.